Okay, so a little bit of post commentary. I think I've been attempting this for since I beat it. I haven't been able to, mostly because I don't know. I think after I beat the game, I was kind of excited just to whatever be done with it. Really. Hello, by the way. This is post commentary, so just let you know. This is post hotfix. This is probably an hour or so after I had taken a nap in my car. So even after with the hot fix and attempting, I was still trying to beat this because Dracula is a really big piece of shit of a fight. Beforehand, it was a relatively big piece of shit of a fight. The end was still the same. I had like no DPS. I had like no ability whatsoever to try to take out the ads. I guess I wasn't good enough to take out the ads, even with some of the most cookie cutter bullshit you can actually see. Um, Feel free to skip ahead. I died during this first attempt. I really kind of wanted to watch what I did here to see what I did wrong. As you can see, oh wow, okay, so I was at it for 7 hours, maybe 8. Whoo! I had at least a full stack of potions and stuff like that, so that way I know what the hell I was doing. And I did actually have to take a break so I could repair my gear and shit like that. Uh, Oh, that's right. I was attempting some weird shenanigans with the mount. I figured there'd be some really interesting things with like summoning your mount and then leaving it like right there in the middle of the arena. It does actually do something. So if you leave your mount kind of like a little bit of a spacious way, and when Dracula does his what do you call it? When he disappears and he summons his bats, you can actually throw sanguine coil, and the coil will, if you have the bounce modification, you can actually throw a sanguine coil. The coil will bounce and it'll actually hit one of the bats. I didn't need to use a veil there, but I did need to recover. This, like I said, this is the first attempt. This is literally after I just woke up from a nap in my car. Yeah, I'm comfortable sleeping in my car than I am in my own apartment. Kind of sad, right? Even post hotfix, I felt like this that last bit was pure RNG. I mean, just to give you an idea, I hated this fight. It wasn't fun. Felt like I was fighting Dracula's ads than I was fighting Dracula himself. Needless to say, I'm glad it's done and over. A lot of people said that Dracula is probably the easiest boss fight in the entirety of the game. Adam is much easier, believe you me. A lot of people tell me otherwise. And you can go ahead and go to the Steam forums and you can practically see that a lot of people are struggling with Adam still to this day, and he is pure easy. Uh, that has such a big wide swing. Again, I didn't need to dash there. I could literally sidestep that ability. I found to easily bypass that ability right there is just to uh, get some distance and then let him transform into a wolf. Here is actually a really good opportunity to use Frost Shield. Again, an incredibly good ability, especially when bosses are bullet hells. So, and this is where I completely screw up and throw Howling Reaper. Pass him! Awesome! Another part of this stupid fight here is this part right here where he summons a whole bunch of endless crystals, and I hate that mostly because it's, yeah, there you go. See, I got done with one, and then he just frees another, and then it's like, okay, there are more ads there. That's great. It just felt like I was fighting more ads than I was actually fighting Dracula himself. This wasn't really a fun fight in any way, shape, or form. Final boss, not a fun fight. I do realize that it's just like, you just weren't good at the fight. Like, spending almost about a good 6-7 hours is probably not that bad, considering people have claimed that they have spent 5, 6, 7 days. What I'm going to presume is probably the same amount of hours put into it because, you know, life gets in the way. Also, speaking about life, oh, Jesus Christ, I was behind that and it still fucking hit me. He's got that Adam swing. So if you try to go behind him, Adam swing has that you know how Adam does that 3-hit swing combo, and if you try to go behind it, he does actually have a little bit of a big, wider backswing to it. Right, that's it. Fucking, I'm done. I'll give up. I was trying to get some new material here and go behind it. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Cool. That was nice. I felt like even if you lose HP, it doesn't really matter because I think during the third phase, if you manage to get the blood of the immortal, wow, that's what happened. So I did have blood available. Blood dash. Why didn't it work? I don't know what happened. Here I was trying to use the Dracula blood because I wanted to get the movement speed, and I figured the 30% damage increase when below a certain amount of HP would be useful. Unfortunately, I tend to time myself really well with getting that blood in me right when the sun's about to come up, so I swapped over to Scholar Blood. This is the winning fight, by the way. I really hope so. Nothing gets in the way. I've been trying to record this all morning, and it's been literally like siren after siren after siren after siren. It's like, Jesus, dude, it's Sunday. Are people really that much in a rush to go to church to, you know, praise Jesus or to meet Jesus? I don't know. I can't tell. But it's been sirens all morning since like probably about 3 in the morning. It's been insane, honestly. There's not that many sirens. People are dying. I don't know why. Anyway, I felt like if you back up from there, you can easily just totally take a big hit there like I did. I initially thought that this fight was fun, but it got to the point where it was like ads and the crystals, and then the third phase was like the cream of the crop. Stop. And I was like, okay. This isn't fun. This is a DPS fucking race, and goddamn if I don't hate DPS races in the fucking video game, it's probably the worst thing in the world. If it's not a DPS race, it's a DPS check. Suddenly it's no longer... I felt like those aren't really skill checks. Those are more along the line to see if you have good gear or augments, perfect, what do you call it? Setups, I guess. If you're hunting like the optimal set. The humorous thing is that hotfix was supposed to make it to where it's like, we want people to like not have to swap spills in the middle of a fight. I still had to fucking do that anyway. I even had to swap gear, if that tells you anything. Like, if you're swapping weapons, not a big deal. But if you're swapping gear, maybe something's wrong. If you're drinking blood in the middle of a fight and swapping spells, then yeah, something's kind of a little bit backwards there, but, you know, it's whatever. I can tell you this much, the hotfix didn't feel like it did anything for me. Like, it didn't do a fucking thing. The ad still replenished a shitload of HP for Dracula, so he was practically at full HP. There we go. See, I got done with one fucking crystal. He summons another. This is so goddamn annoying. This is so fucking annoying. Like, I did not enjoy this fight one fucking bit. I'm glad it's done and over with, and there's no real reason to go back and fight Dracula unless to try out something different, but, yeah, no real reason to fight Dracula again. The free cast that happened during this part right here is so good. Tossing in that ultimate because it's practically useless. 207. Wow, okay. 277 points of HP, and I got knocked down to a lot. Okay, so that'll tell me that didn't hit me. A little confused. Here I got a little bit lucky with the... Wait, I think it's here? No. I think it's the other part where he does this again, and I got really lucky with the, yeah, Frost Shield is so good. I think this Frost Shield actually does have a gem. When I was facing Solaris against it, it didn't have anything in there, so... And it was still really, really good. A naked Frost Shield with no gems is still really, really good. And there he goes. He just spammed the same move again. That's awesome. I'm glad there's variety in attacks, but at least, hey, have that move too. That move is actually not that terrible. This move isn't terrible either. I feel like if you have some decent movement speed, at least just the gem or the amulet, you can probably just walk out of it. Yeah, just like that. Um, that's actually a really good ability to use Frost Shield on. The one where he summons the blood wall, you can... Yeah, right here is where I got really lucky with the health orbs. It didn't really seem to matter too much, but... yeah. That's a really good candidate for explosive shot. And then if you stand right in front of them and unload on them... Oh, this part. I remember this part. That fucking flag! Okay. So there was a destructible object in the way. Jesus! That fucking flag got in the way, dude. Seriously? God, there was just so many close calls during this whole thing. And then I throw down the ultimate. It becomes useless because it easily gets destroyed. There you go. It's done. Holy fuck, it didn't last. It didn't last. the angel didn't last, just like it didn't last in Solarius' fight. Jesus. It's the only ultimate I had because I was using Solarius' amulet. I don't remember what it is other than probably 15% spell cooldown reduction. And he summons another fucking thing. Yep, right there. And I'm stuck. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled. Jesus, don't save me, I surely will die. I don't remember what the lyrics is. That song Butter sings. It's so funny. I hated this fight so much. I'm telling you this much. I did not like it. This is, again, post-hotfix, so... It didn't really feel like there was any really significant difference. I still had to swap over skills in order to try to DPS as much as I possibly can. As you can plainly see here during this final part, third phase. I swapped over to Mosquito, and I think I gemmed it to where it had more fear effect on it, as well as some whiffs for shield and health. And then I put Fading Snare on Death Knight, which was really kind of actually something really useful here. This is they slowed down the blood souls, and I don't know if you can't see it. They're yeah. I turn around and there's a fuckload more right there in the damn way. I screwed up here, and I was trying to fat fingered the great sword. Yeah. I would imagine that if I had actually used what am I trying to say? If I had actually invested a lot more into other, what do you call it? Passives, this probably would have been a lot easier. But because I only have blood passives and I was doing a blood only playthrough because this is what the character's all about, just blood, it probably would have been a hell of a lot easier. But I wanted to do blood only playthroughs. You see, I barely have any. Yeah, that's all I had. So I swapped over to blood, right? As you can see my HP, I don't know if you noticed, but I did get a shitload of it back because of when you eat a V-Bloods. Well, when you eat a V-Blood, really. Yeah, I took a shitload of damage there. Thank you, Veil of Blood. Because literally Veil of Blood is incredibly good blood, right? So I whipped so hard right there. Just looking at that, that's embarrassing. Not really, but... Tons of free cast here, right? The RNG factor. I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to see when I did my next blood dash. Okay, so it was a 3-second cooldown. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So if I had been playing on the original hotfix before the hotfix, I would have died at 19 stacks because I think it's 3% increase in damage versus 1%. So I guess in a way that's the only thing that actually made a significant difference. Other than that, the amount of shit that drops out of it, the blood pulse, the swords, the blood wall, bullets, everything here is just It felt exactly the same. There was no significant difference because I still had to fight Dracula practically at what like felt like 80 something fucking percent HP. Yeah, I just have like no DPS probably because I don't have any real passives invested into the other trees, and I don't really care because whatever. But I'll have to do some math on that. 303, remember that, plus 3% increase in damage, so that way I can actually see exactly how much damage I would have done right there. I could probably take a look at that later. It looked like I did double bell.
I am the master of blood and shadows.
Whatever you do, don't get cocky. Wait for the blood wall to go away, because if you take a hit from that, you will die.
There could be no other way.
But yeah, that took a lot less time than I thought. Yay! Dracula's dead. I beat everything. I had previously attempted this with a great sword, slashers, axes. Nothing worked. It was just pistols, and all I had to show for was Soul Shard of Dracula. The artworks were great. I liked it. I think the artwork is really, really amazing. But there you go. I tried it with Brute Blood for so long. Warrior Blood, Rogue Blood, Scholar Blood was the whatever. There's all that gear I had. You did see I did swap over mid through with the Shadow because I needed some speed. But yeah, that was it. That's literally it. It's such a terrible fight, and the reward's even worse because all you get is just an amulet, which isn't really all that amazing. Worst case is that yeah, fun, I guess.